All right. Hello, High Wire Women. I'm Rosanna Berardi, and I am here today with a super special guest, my good friend and colleague, Danielle. And Danielle is the owner of Danielle Marie Communications, and will be talking to us about all the amazing marketing things that we should be doing now. So, Danielle, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Rosanna. Well, I started my own public relations and marketing firm here in Western New York in 2016 with really a goal to deliver traditional media relation services with modern day digital marketing strategies, to really integrate those services because we're seeing such an evolution in the marketing communications industry. I think what really kind of distinguishes me from a lot of your typical agencies in town is my education. I am a master's graduate from the Newhouse School at Syracuse University, where I really learned a lot about communications theory and research and how that applies to the practical application of marketing techniques and PR techniques in the field. So I'm very customized in my approach. I work with clients in all types of industries, legal, government, nonprofit, beauty, you name it. I've delivered, marketing and PR campaigns for clients both in Western New York and beyond throughout the U.S. And I'm very integrated in my approach and customized in my approach.
So now that we're in this new normal that everyone's calling it, what are you seeing? Like, what's changed between, let's say, beginning of 2020 and now? We're about 5 months into 2020. Like, what are you seeing? What's the big change?
Definitely people in companies and business owners and anybody in business who wants to stay in business has really had to tap into technology, as we've seen, and really just the trend into video. Obviously what we're doing now is part of that, but just in general, everything has really become digital. And people who may not have been as acclimated to the digital world have really had no choice but to transition a little bit more into the world of social media, into video, into just more virtual communications of any nature. So we're seeing, that's the biggest shift, and I think that's across the board. But in terms of marketing, people who maybe just were a little bit uncomfortable or waiting to delve into the online space and the virtual space have really had to find a way to acclimate.
So if somebody calls you and says, I'm a small to medium business size owner, I really haven't had to market, my business has been word of mouth, but I'm really seeing a dip in revenue, I need to do something, what can I do? Like, what would you recommend is a good first step for someone that really hasn't, played in this sandbox just yet?
Sure. And it can be overwhelming, especially if you look at all the options. The biggest thing is to really invest in your online reputation. Take a step somewhere in the right direction. So this may mean a website. Some people surprisingly still don't have a website, or if they do, it's maybe from 1990. So it means investing in a website that's comprehensive of your services, that's visually, and aesthetically appealing, and then just getting active on one or two social media channels. For your online reputation, I always tell people quality over quantity. You don't have to have your business listed on every Google listing or every online news outlet, but you should be active on at least one or two channels where you're providing regular updates about your company or your organization, and you're pushing out high-level content that people find useful. So it's really your online reputation, because, again, going back to now, everything is really now becoming more virtual, and people just by nature Google everything.
Right.
You need to be on Google's radar. So I always say, before even you look into SEO, because the SEO comes when you invest the time into it, the SEO will gradually happen. And for those people who don't know search engine optimization, but for really just taking that step to say, what is my website like? Am I being found on Google? And right. Easiest thing that most people still have, it's surprising how many people don't do it, is Google yourself. Yes. See what comes up and see what people can find about your business. And then once you do that, you can take baby steps and maybe, get featured on a blog or get featured on an online news site, but really see what you're putting out there on Google.
And I've experienced that firsthand with my law firm. The firm will be 15 years old next month. And I really have just found that consistent content is the key. People always talk about Google's algorithms and how you get to the top. And there's so many providers out there promising they'll get you, to the top slot. And I have found over the years that really what trumps all of that is just consistent posting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just in looking at one or two channels even, because I think a lot of people think they need to be doing everything. They might get a proposal from somebody and say, oh my gosh, I have all this that I need to get on. It's really not that. It's about picking and choosing what really works best for you and your resources. Some people don't have an assistant or an in-house marketing person, or they can't afford an agency. So really kind of looking at what can you handle and starting somewhere.
Yeah, that's great advice. So after, we get through this difficult phase, which I think is going to be here for a long time. I don't think we're going to flip a switch and it's going to be business as usual. And, the economists are saying we're going to be in a recession for quite some time. But in your industry, what do you think will separate the winners from the losers? So the businesses that will really strive and thrive during this time, what will they be doing that's different than the ones that might go under?
Well, in my opinion, the ones that will really kind of weather the storm, the COVID-19 storm, better than others will really be the ones that maintain their network and their current customer or client base. Mm-hmm. Sure, while we should always be getting new leads and trying to get new business, but it's really important to not forget about your current clientele. And to, you want to maintain those relationships. I mean, I see a lot of companies or business owners that they might get distracted and they might just, kind of get paralyzed, or they're in fear and they're trying to always get new business. It's really about, hey, reach out to your current clients, your current customers, and show them how you can be of value to them during this time. So the people who really utilize, I think, LinkedIn to reach out, maybe their email marketing, even just a traditional old school phone call and reach out, that can go a long way. I mean, I work with a lot of people who have reached out over the past couple months, as I have as well. And it really makes a difference. And I think the people who really tap into their networks and maintain those relationships, in a very strong way will do much better, I think.
Yeah, I think we tend to complicate things and overcomplicate things, but really, for me, at least in my business and the successful business owners that I know, it's all about the foundation of their business is relationship building, staying in front of your clients. Even if it's not a time to sell, it's a time to say hello, right?
Exactly.
And that makes a world of difference. So sometimes, I know I've been guilty of it. You get overwhelmed. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Oh my God. My competitor is posting every 30 seconds on Instagram. I don't do Instagram. Sure. But really drill it down to the basics. Start with the simple stuff. And like you said, you'd be surprised the number of people that don't do this. So it will surely put you ahead of your competitors.
Absolutely. Yeah. Maintain that network.
So I know you're based in Western New York, but I'm presuming you can work with anybody across the state, across the United States. If people wanted to work with you, what's the best way they can reach you?
Well, the best way is really to go on my website, which is Danielle Marie Communications.com. They'll see my phone number, my email address. There's also an online submission form they can fill out. But I'm available by phone, email. They can also access me via social media through the channels connected to the website. So really, I work with people all over Chicago, Florida. My base is more Buffalo, but I work with everybody across the country.
So DanielleMarieCommunications.com is the best place to reach you. And before I let you get back to your life, tell me one thing that you've done during this crazy time of being home. What are you reading? What are you watching? Anything fun happening? What's going on?
You know what? I mean, I moved into a new house actually in the wintertime, so it's been a good time to decorate.
Yeah.
Thankful for sites like Wayfair where I can order things and get them shipped to my house. So I've been doing a little bit, home decor type of things, which has been fun. And then reading a lot of business books. And I think that's a great thing for anybody who wants to amp up their marketing to start doing. As amazing as the online space is, nothing really replaces a good book, in my opinion. So I've been reading, and I have been restructuring my services a little bit just based on the landscape of the business climate we're in. speaking of building your network and maintaining relationships, I actually am developing a 4-week LinkedIn coaching program where I've always offered a LinkedIn workshop. However, I'm making it a 4-week program. So in stages, I check in with clients and make sure they're really applying what they learned in the workshop, developing a profile, connecting with people, generating leads. So I'm kind of seeing that as being in high demand because it's so important to empower people to build their own network even when they're at home, so even when they're stuck at home, helping them and giving them those tools.
Yeah, the LinkedIn program is a great idea. I've received a ton of requests for connections in the last couple of weeks from LinkedIn. And I think it's that accountability piece, like set up your profile. I mean, I set up my profile years ago, right? I need to look at that, update it, make it more forward facing for the times that we're in. So yeah, definitely everyone should check that out. It's a great investment in your business and your online presence. So, well, thanks for being with us. This was great.
Thank
Lots
you,
of takeaways. And Danielle Marie Communications.com. Thanks, Danielle.
Thank you so much.